Welcome to Bears in Exile. Today is Thursday, May 3rd, and this is the market overview. Going over all kinds of stuff. I'm going to get right into it. Tomorrow is the big jobs report. Everybody's waiting for it. The talking heads are saying that it's going to be positive no matter what, because if it's a beat, it's positive. And if it's really lousy, then QE3 is back and positive once again. So we're going to see if they're right, or if it's all a swerve, or what the case may be. I have no idea, personally. Anyways, big day today, very important day. Dow down almost 62 points, pretty darn good. The best thing about it is we have a downtick. Downtick gives us a target down here, just shy of 131.50, and that would be a nice little move to the downside. 50 points. I mean, it's not the end of the world. It would coincide with a upper price consensus level bar retest, and that's nice. At that point, we would have to see what it wants to do. But beyond that, I mean, it looks pretty at the moment. Sure, we could have a big up day and just negate all of this, and entirely possible. But turning away from the previous high after piercing it, that would be very nice. A little bit more to the downside would be welcome. Now there are a few issues with this. 14-day RSI moving average is still ticking up. It's still in midpoint, could turn, but stochastic's turning down to come and meet it. So yes, we can have more downside. Could be muted due to the 14-day still pointing up. But it is what it is. And CCI ticking down, RSI ticking up. Down on the MACD histogram and up on the MACD. It is very mixed. Tomorrow's a huge day. Today is a very fat body spinning top. And but we'll see if we can get that downtick resolved. That would be great. 60-minute time frame. Let's see what we have going on. Do we have a head and shoulders here? Possibly. And yeah, if that were to, let's see, how big would that be? I'm sure everybody sees this, so it probably won't work. Yeah, if everybody sees it, it probably won't work. So needless to say, it would be a like 150 points to the downside. And take us right about here. Ooh, that does correspond with a level, a floor on the 60-minute time frame. Well, here's hoping anyway. Beyond that, 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Stochastics attempting to turn up on the CCI, up on the RSI, slightly up on the MACD histogram, and down on the MACD itself. Pretty darn mixed. Everything's going to matter tomorrow anyway. So it's all going to be news. Beyond that, there was one other thing that I thought was pretty cool. We have this, the major price consensus level from the previous month. That is the biggest volume area. And it closed below it today. It broke it for the first time in a couple of days. Very, very nice. But this support does not end until... Let's see what that is. Boy. 131.70. And so that'll be the area to watch. You can see it came really close to it, to getting through it today, and didn't quite make it, and was floated back up. So not far away. Not far away at all. I'm assuming that it's going to gap either below it or above all of this tomorrow, so probably will be mute either way, but just something to be aware of. And if it does break through that, I mean, we don't have anything really until just above the 129.50 area. So very, very cool. Moving on to SPX. Now this one is also very interesting in that We had a downtick today, and it was resolved intraday. So it's free to travel however it wants to. And it did break the upper price consensus level today, closed beneath it. That's nice. Still has the bar to contend with. Middle Bollinger Band may be going up for a cross way too early. Stochastic, look at that. We've been noting the last few nights stochastic was flatlined. Today it got an uptick. Not good for the bears. Stochastic's racing down to meet it. CCI down, RSI up, histogram down, MACD down. So yes, overall, much more bearish than bullish, but a couple little things to be aware of, and the downtick was resolved. So we have to see what it wants to do, and it definitely is going to do something tomorrow. The VIX, yep, not a bullish engulfing. It got an uptick today. It resolved today's uptick, yesterday's uptick, and this uptick was already resolved. So actually, those were already resolved too. But anyways, if they weren't resolved, they were resolved today. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Stochastics moving up to meet it. Nice. Up on the CCI, down on the RSI, up on the histogram, up on the MACD. Definitely more bullish than bearish. But in the morning, it may not matter. Comp Q, the NASDAQ. Oh, look at that. Bearish engulfing. Downtick today, resolved intraday, sitting on the bar, piercing it slightly. 14-day RSI moving average going sideways, not up, not like SPX. Down on the stochastics, down on the CCI, slightly up on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD, looking for a bearish cross, and something's going to happen in the morning. So, but overall, very nice for the bears. TNA, nice red bar also, got a downtick today, resolved it intraday, got to see what it wants to do next, and denouncing into a double flat line almost. That's not pretty. At least the Bollinger Bands are not constricting, so at least there's that too. 14-day RSI moving average ticking up, stochastics going down to meet it, CCI down, RSI sideways, MACD histogram down, MACD down. Very nice. And yeah, doesn't that look like a retreat? I mean, it didn't even get to the previous high. So very, very nice. And since small caps should lead 60-minute time frame, see what we're dealing with. Breaking away from the long-term moving average bar. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Stochastics trying to loop around. Up on the CCI, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, very slightly up on the MACD. Very, very, very mixed. And I didn't mention the whole head and shoulders on the SPX. If this is true, we have a neckline. Neckline was busted out today. Tempted to come back to kiss it, and we're going to see. Histogram is still sloping down for the most part. A little bit of an uptick at the end of the day. 14-day RSI moving average down, MACD down, up on the CCI, up on the RSI. It'll be very interesting if this breaks. That'd be really, really cool. And we'd be looking at just shy of 20 points to the downside. Roughly 1370, and yeah, that coincides with a previous floor, so we shall see. XOI oil, how about that, huh? We said yesterday the giant up move in the indexes was not reflected in oil, and the first post in the daily running thread today was are the indexes going to have to pay the piper? Yes, they were. And yes, we had a nasty day on oil today. We had that downtick yesterday. Downtick was resolved today. Very, very nice. Kissed the 200-day moving average, bounced off a little bit, and 14-day RSI moving average ticking up. Stochastics going down to meet it. CCI down, RSI up, histogram down, and MACD sideways. So critical day tomorrow. How about that? Every day is a critical day. And since the downtick is resolved, now we can have to see what it wants to do tomorrow. But it's all going to be news. All going to be news. Does anything matter except for the news? Apple. Not a pretty day, but not the end of the world either. I mean, it is gapped up. It's still sitting on the upper part of the long-term moving average bar. Yes, the stochastics are still pointing down. It did not test the lower price consensus level for the new month. 14-day RSI moving average is still pointing down. Stochastics down, CCI up, RSI up, histogram sideways, and MACD down. Very, very mixed. And it's just content sitting there. So I personally don't think it was that bad. And let's see here. UUP. Once again, last night's video we were talking about the candle not jiving with the market's movement, and today, yeah, inside day spinning top, sitting on the 200-day moving average, green. We already had the downtick resolved. We were waiting to see what the next move would be. The next move was just sideways. And also not a bad day. The market having to catch up to the dollar's movements. Kissing the lower price consensus level for the new month, backing away slightly. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down. Stochastics moving to meet it. Up on the CCI, down on the RSI. Up on the MACD, histogram up on the MACD, looking for a bullish cross. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Very critical time. FXE. Maybe we can get some clarification there. And yeah, nice inverse of UUP, red spinning top. Down on the stochastics, slightly up on the 14-day RSI moving average, sideways on the CCI, up on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD, looking for a bearish cross. And kind of in limbo with a indecision candle, still above the major price consensus level for the new month. And very close to the long-term moving averages, which could denounce into a flat line once again. The wave pattern that we've talked about so much, still doing its thing. So, moving on to GLD. Haven't liked this chart for a while. And guess what? I still don't like it. Resting on the lower price consensus level for the new month. Big spinning top. 14-day RSI moving average going sideways. Stochastics down, CCI down, RSI up, histogram down, MACD down, looking for a bearish cross until it breaks out of this little range, and it's not even close to the bottom of it. This is just not interesting. SLV. A little more interesting. It made a newer low today, so that's not good. Short-term moving average is pointing down, a little bit of wobble. Hammer. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down, stochastics down, CCI down, RSI down, histogram down, MACD down, getting a bearish cross. Yes, it does not look good. Perhaps it's one saving grace, closing below the lower Bollinger Band. But overall, looking poor. At the very least, it should want to retest the new low that was made. So, not attractive. GE. GE should lead the Dow. And look at that, bearish engulfing. Downtick today, didn't quite resolve it, about 1955, just a breath away. 14-day RSI moving average ticking up, stochastics heading down, CCI down, RSI up, histogram down, MACD going sideways, not down. Very interesting. And still nowhere near the previous top. XLF. The financials. How are they doing? Well, they're doing poorly. Let's see here. Is it a bearish engulfing? Yes, it is. Bearish engulfing by 2 cents. So ugly. Bearish engulfing, 14-day RSI moving average, slight tick up, stochastics going down to meet it. CCI down, RSI up, histogram down, MACD down looking for a bearish cross. And closing right at the major price consensus level for the current month, peaking below it. Sitting on the bar to wear it down, not attractive. Since these are so important, what does the 60-minute look like? Well, breaking below the long-term moving average bar, 60-minute time frame, 14-day RSI moving average ticking down, stochastics trying to turn over, CCI turning over, RSI turning over, MACD slight tick up, MACD is histogram sloping up, I should say, MACD itself turning down, going up for a retest of the long-term moving average bar, completely normal even in the 60-minute time frame, and if it fails and falls down, very bearish. This one will be so affected by news tomorrow it isn't even funny. What else? Did I look at JP Morgan? Most important bank, JP Morgan. Nasty day, hammer, fat body hammer, sitting on the bar. 14-day RSI moving average going sideways. Stochastics going sideways, down on the CCI, up on the RSI. Ooh. Sideways on the MACD histogram and down on the MACD, very, very mixed. All just waiting for the morning. What else is there? How about Starbucks? Green Mountain was crushed overnight, and Starbucks didn't fare too much better. Almost getting to the previous low. If it breaks that, it should have a decent move to the downside. 14-day RSI moving average ticking down, stochastics low essentially going sideways, down on the CCI, down on the RSI, down on the histogram, down on the MACD. Ugly little chart. Moving on to VXX. This should have had a good day, and it did. Bullish engulfing, got an uptick. Uptick goes to $17. 14-day RSI moving average hanging out high, flatlining. Stochastics trying to move up to go to meet it, but very early. Up on the CCI, down on the RSI, up on the histogram, no bullish cross yet. Up on the MACD histogram to 0. Up on the MACD itself to even, and no bullish cross as of yet. What else is there? Well, I guess that's it. I feel like I'm missing something, but for the life of me, I can't think of what it would be. And there it is. The news tomorrow is going to determine everything, although we are at a great point for a further pullback, possibly a good amount of pullback, but it'll all depend on how it's spun, and they always try to spin things positive, so we shall see. As always, all investing decisions are your own. This chart and video for entertainment, educational, and consumption of time purposes only. Thank you.